I think that if you want to understand the Asian market, because it's not just about LTE, it's about the whole evolution of the industry. LTE Asia provides that single point of access to cut across the whole of Asia and understand all the strategic issues that mobile operators are facing in evolving their network. I think with LTE Asia, the key for me is just an open, frank and honest approach. We saw in the panel discussion operators being very frank about the threats of over-the-top, the challenges that's going to place with respect to the sort of whole evolution of the network. And also, it was quite interesting to see some of the operators saying that basically RCS joint isn't going to be the answer, that over-the-top will dominate, and they've got to focus basically on being the best in class with LTE. Obviously, the operator camp at the moment is unclear. The supplier camp is saying, partner, partner, use all our technology. While I think, in discussions with the over-the-top guys, they're quite happy with the situation the way it is. Direct relationship with the customer, just going basically over the top of the network. So with operators, there's some discussions around how can we use assets with the over-the-top guys. I think the bottom line is a service provider is a service provider, and they've got to focus on being best in class in delivering those services. View the over-the-top guys in the main as either complements for driving basically data plan usage or direct competition. Of all the events in the LTE World Series, Asia, I think, is the most dynamic and interesting because of the diversity of the market. You've got Japan, South Korea, which are unique markets. You've got basically the crazy situation in Hong Kong in terms of competition. You've got highly developed markets like Singapore, Australia, and then you've got markets like Indonesia, Malaysia, that are, even though they're developing, are basically making LTE investments. So you've got this diversity, creating quite a dynamic environment, which is just captured here in LTE Asia, which has made it a very fun event. I think Christian, the CTO from Hong Kong CSL, I think just open, honest and frank in terms of the situation, the challenges, but presenting a very clear technology vision. And I think that's, it's just when you get that clarity of vision and just explaining why we're doing it and what, basically sort of not taking the hype, not talking about M2M or big data, but very much focused on clear, specific propositions to the customer and what that means in terms of how they got to develop their network. I was very impressed. What we're going to see, TD, LTE will continue. I think that, of course, there's a lot of hype and discussion there. I think we're still several years out on TD, LTE, so that will remain a hot topic for several years to come. Roaming. I think that that's going to become far more important because it's got a device dependency, it's got a service dependency. I think we'll start to see the Volta rollouts and see some of the hiccups along the sort of roaming issues there. So very much I think roaming will come to the fore next year. Also, I think interesting discussions. In the morning, there was the operators discussion panel around Verizon was discussing the use of LTE in enterprise. So what we're seeing is actually the use of LTE, not just for mobile broadband, but in delivering specific services in the enterprise. And that was quite interesting. So I think what we'll see next year is more of a discussion in the different application areas. It's not just about smartphones, it's about doing data backup. It's a whole range of different enterprise-related services.